Great to be here with y'all. I'm D'Angelo Sennett, founder and CEO of AllPeeP. Founded it back in 2021. It's basically a custom community platform for organizations that's pouring into those who are from underrepresented communities, where they're tired of building their communities on platforms like social media or private community platforms like WhatsApp and Slack. We give them complete ownership of our platform and allow them to connect with their ecosystem without being exploited or being controlled over an algorithm. So the purpose of an elevator pitch, well, first off, I want to thank y'all, Miranda, for investing in us, and then the founders for also taking a part in helping us enhance our platform and product. So wherever y'all are in your journey, keep going. The easiest thing to start, but it's hard to really stay. So leveraging your partners like HBCUFI, Founders Initiatives, is a very strong ecosystem that can help you get the traction you need or get introduced to the folks that you need to get introduced to. So back in the inaugural HBCU5 program, the Pre-Accelerator program, we've built out our elevator pitch. And the importance of an elevator pitch is where you can share who you are and the value that your company brings to your target customers in less than a minute or at a minute, to really like take the conversation with a prospect investor or a prospect customer or even partner, so they can first understand what you do and potentially see where you may fit in with what they have going on or just somebody in their network that they can introduce you to. So the elevator pitch is a brief explanation of who you are and what your company do and what the value is. And then from there, you can kind of navigate on where you should take the conversation. But the person that you're speaking to, that helps them digest their follow-up question. But the most important part of an elevator pitch is being able to connect with whoever you are speaking with. So initially at networking events or even on a Zoom call through customer discovery, I try to interact with the person. So like, hey, how you doing? Where are you based? Trying to get the conversation open. And then based on where the conversation is, there may be an inflection point where you can kind of explain what you do. But if you feel like the conversation is kind of weird at times, there's weird interactions, you can just kind of ask for permission, like, hey, love to set the ground of this conversation, tell you a little bit about our company to explore synergies. And then from there, you can lead with your elevator pitch. Then they'll respond potentially with theirs or intro. And then you can kind of gauge where the conversation is going to go to follow up with any questions. And I'll kind of pause right there. But an elevator pitch is a brief explanation of you and what your company brings to the table. Confidence is a result being assertive when you're speaking. So ensuring that what you're saying, you mean it, that'll lead to confidence, which can empower that person to want to learn more. So initially when I started, I was hesitant when I would speak to people because I was still trying to figure out what really stick with folks. So the more I went to pitch or go to networking events to just connect with people and putting those reps in, my pitch got better and it's a lot more natural. Now it's conversational. So right now, what I would suggest is, you know, design your elevator pitch, write down what the problem is, the solution is, who you are, and then get a feel for it. But over time, it'll evolve and you'll change it based on feedback from prospect customers and the feedback from others. Because with the elevator pitch, you want it to be where you can share it in rooms where it's investors, your customers, your uncles, your nieces, your parents, whoever, to where they can really understand what you do. Once you get to that point, then it's off to the races from there. I would say definitely your problem, but prior to your problem, if you could, it necessarily don't have to be at the start of your pitch, including your story. Like, why are you the one pursuing this company and business? Like for me, my story is that I grew up in an underrepresented community. My parents are from Haiti and I'm Haitian American. So it took more than just my family to pour into me. It took mentors from different walks of life and community-led organizations that empower me to share my story, provide me scholarships. And now in the digital space, these same type of organizations are being exploited. They're deprioritizing DEI-based content. So my way to give back to my community is by providing those same organizations ownership and control of the very platforms that they never had by giving them their own. So if you could, at the beginning, connect your story to, and then lead with your problem, the solution, the market size, a potential use case, if you already have customers or traction. Even like if you don't have a product just yet, if you can get testimonials from your prospect customers that may be using your competitor's platform, having a slide that kind of shows what people are saying in the current phase that you're in, or if you have a mock-up or a design of your product, that can be a product slide. Another thing is your business model. Like, how are you looking to get paid, or how are you currently getting paid? Is it subscription as a service where you're getting paid monthly? Is it an actual physical product where you're selling directly to consumers? And then you want to have a traction slide. This traction slide does not have to be revenue. It can be simply a survey. And you can say that you interviewed or spoke to 1,000 of your customers, and this is how they feel, and this is the reason why you need X amount of dollars to keep it going. And a team slide, even if it's just you on your team, you can definitely include HBCU founder initiative. Hopefully, I'm okay to say that, but I did put them on your slide as far as you're backed by HBCUFI Pre-Accelerator program. You can also ask individuals that you're connecting with if they would be an advisor, and you don't necessarily have to negotiate shares with them at this given moment, but hey, we'd love to bring you on as a potential advisor. Is it okay if I put you on our deck and we can spend about a couple months working with each other? But what will happen is, if these individuals, prospect advisors, are credible, that'll help other investors or prospect investors to kind of notice your credibility. And other than team slide, I would say your act slide, of course, including the amount of funding that you are raising, or if you just need customers, including acts and what you need help with. But those are the main frameworks of a solid pitch deck. The biggest part that I think founders miss is not including their stories. So the biggest thing is figuring out how to incorporate your story. At first, I had a lot of ideas on different parts of my story that I wanted to align with the business. But over time, as I interacted with people, put myself out there, kept showing up, attending HBCU founder initiatives, events like the Better Futures competition, and the spaces I can make, and linking up at conferences, they help me easily navigate rooms that I may not know the individuals in those rooms. So like, one thing outside of the pitch deck, no matter where you are in your journey, if you can kind of start sending investor updates to prospective investors, or even just to Miranda, the HBCU5's team and your mentors, and start getting feedback from that, that'll also help you enhance your storytelling, your pitch deck. To this day, I'm still modifying my pitch deck, so don't beat yourself up. As long as you lead with assertiveness and you believe what you're doing, eventually you will find your people. I've interacted with over 500 investors. Out of those 500 investors, we probably got like 16, including HBCU5. Most of them are angel investors. So just keep showing up. And once you find your community, your people, keep leveraging that. You'll be doing yourself and your family and your community a disservice if you hold back or let yourself get in your head. And that happens, man. Like, being from an underrepresented community, we'll get in spaces where we probably the only ones in there, and we'll feel like we don't belong, or interacting with folks that are negative. Don't let that get to you. Connecting with folks within that has alignment with your organization, your vision, and just leveraging those people when you find them. So it's a journey, man. You'll have a lot of cats who claim that they're that they're investors, and it might not be that for real. So being able to leverage your network right now, reaching out to Miranda and the rest of the team, and like folks you connect with like us, to kind of help you game plan and strategize. Because one thing for sure is, like, we are typically the first in the spaces in the industries that we're in doing what we're doing. So with that, it's going to be some challenges. A lot of people will be providing us feedback. They may not have ever accomplished what you're looking to accomplish. So you want to lead with discernment too. Just because nobody have done it yet doesn't mean that you're not the one to do it. So I just say keep it going. So being able to stay on top of the current events that may impact your targeted customers in your industries, where your competitors is not solving those problems, that can be a great way. Storytelling it from a data-driven perspective. Like, let's say currently the problem is a 60 billion problem for your targeted customers. You can leverage that data point and talk about the pain that you've heard from customers that you've interviewed. Or even if, Lord forbid, but like, let's say there's some type of dramatic problem that may have happened in someone that's close to us or whatnot. Leveraging the story of, a family member that may have went through that problem or somebody within your community, and connecting that to the solution that you're bringing really allows folks to connect and resonate. So it necessarily don't have to be your personal story, but as long as it's a story that people can resonate with or aligns with current events, or even if it's a story directly to something that hit home for you, because the end goal is basically wanting to connect with the audience or someone within the crowd to really understand what you're doing in a concise way. You'll have pitch competitions that may just want you to do your elevator pitch for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So being able to have a structured layout, be able to pretty much adapt based on those structures, but it doesn't necessarily have to be your personal story. Sure. But having a story that you can tell and share out that really connects with you to show your passion. So one of the things you want to do is show your passion and show why you are the one to pursue what you're pursuing. I say definitely be true to it. But in order ahead of doing the pitch, think of the questions that investors would ask you. Like for me is, how will you seize this $30 billion market that you say you're going to seize? So, well, for us, we already have a team. I have a CTO, I have a head of product, and a total team of 10. And we've already today have accomplished X, Y, and Z. And we're just getting started. We're backed by HBCUFI, Black Ambition, NextQ, and we've already solved some of the use cases through the problems that we're facing. So being able to leverage the relationships that you're having now and reaching out to investors today to start having those conversations is the best way I would suggest for founders to prepare for pitch competitions and questions that they may be asked, but making sure that everything that you have on your slide in your investor deck, you can speak to, and then from there, you can lead with that. So based on the question that you're asked, you can use the data points that you have in your investor deck to speak to it. In worst case scenario, if you honestly don't have the answer to that question, stand on that. Be true and like, hey, I honestly don't have the answer to that question. Would love to get your contact, and I'll get back to you on that. What you don't want to do is hesitate and feel like, you're speaking around the answer. So like, if you feel like you're not prepared to answer that question, and thank them for asking that and let them know you would love to get their contact information to then connect and follow up with them. But as long as you can speak to everything that's on your deck, also including a roadmap in your investor deck will also help investors understand where you're going or what are your next milestones based on what your overall vision is. Because one of the questions will be, where will your money go based on closing that investment? Where will the investments go? And from there, you can kind of speak to your roadmap. So that'll also help bulletproof questions that you'll get asked. You want to open strong. You don't want to be monotone because the crowd will feed off you. So the energy that you're bringing, that's how they're gonna receive you. That's gonna be their impression. So being able to open strong by elevating your voice, by being true to your voice, speaking how you speak, but making sure that you're enunciating. Be more conversational than like remembering a script. However, I started remembering a script, and then I got to the point that I'm now conversational after having a lot of interactions and calls and stuff like that. But make sure you can be more conversational than poetic-like. Show your personality in your pitch because they're investing in you, especially in our early stages. They're investing in us as an individual to be able to pursue what we're saying we're going to pursue. you want to have visuals to reinforce your points, but you don't want too much visuals where it's distracting. And you want to close with a clear ask, maybe repeating what you said at first, but closing with the clear ask. It can be like, hey, we're seeking X amount of funding in order to, grow our team, accomplish these milestones, and we're also looking for customers. And if you could research who's going to be in the room, you can make a bold ask.